Xbox is pretty much turning into Sega, and I don't really foresee a situation in which the Xbox brand completely rebounds and gains the notoriety and the status that it had back in the Xbox 360 era. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the news that just dropped today about the future of the Xbox brands and exclusive IPs going to different consoles. That new news that just came out is that Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PlayStation consoles in the year 2025. So a long-standing Xbox exclusive game, something that has really kind of driven people to maybe purchase this console because the Forza Horizon games are really good. There are similar games on PlayStation consoles, but really nothing is as good as the Horizon games when it comes to these racing open world style games. PlayStation has, again, similar games, but Forza is kind of seen as the pinnacle, the best of the best of these types of games you can get. So if previously you could only play Forza Horizon 5 on Xbox consoles or PC, now you can play it on your PlayStation console coming this year. And that's really just kind of devastating for the Xbox brand. We knew that the writing has been on the wall for a while. When they first announced that certain games were going over to PlayStation consoles, we knew that this was kind of an inevitable thing, but you didn't think it would happen so soon. You didn't think that they were going to put their heavy hitters on other platforms. So what do I mean by they're turning into Sega? This is exactly what Sega did back in the day. For those of you that are too young to remember Sega, they're not just a video game publisher. They used to make consoles. I used to have their consoles. But eventually, for one reason or another, I was too young to understand it at the time, they stopped making consoles and they pivoted to pretty much just being a video game publisher. They still have IPs that they own, they still make games, but they just don't make consoles. Xbox really seems to just be going that way, and I really don't foresee a future in which there's a purpose to buying the next generation of Xbox consoles unless you just have a long-standing account and that's just the console you prefer to play on. I'm pretty much in that boat. I really like Xbox consoles. I like the controller significantly more. I have a 12-year-old account with hundreds of thousands of gamer score on it. This is basically my home for gaming, but realistically, what is going to be the point of owning the next Xbox console when I could just play on my PC that I just got this year? So honestly, great timing for that. Or I can buy the next PlayStation console. There is almost no point in getting a new Xbox console after this generation, because if every game is eventually going to go over to these other platforms, you're at a disadvantage by playing on Microsoft's console. Why would I choose an Xbox console where I can play half of the games that I could play, whether I play on a PlayStation or a PC? If I want to play The Last of Us or God of War, I have to have a PC or I have to have a PlayStation. But if I want to play Forza Horizon or what is eventually probably going to be Gears of War and Halo, I can have an Xbox, I can have a PlayStation, I can have a PC. There's really going to be no point in owning an Xbox console if all of these things go through. Forza Horizon, like I said, massive brand, massive IP, definitely drove some people to purchase this console. Coming to another console that has better exclusives, what are you going to do? I understand Xbox mantra of when everybody plays, everybody wins. If any game you want to play is on whatever platform you want to play on, that's definitely a beneficial thing for gamers as a whole. The issue with this thought process is that no other company is doing this. You cannot play God of War on an Xbox. PlayStation is not going to do that. You want to know why? Because PlayStation currently, since the PlayStation 4 and 5 has such a stranglehold on the gaming community, why would they port their really well-selling IPs to other platforms when this drives their console sales? They have very strong first-party games, a very strong console selling point. What's the point of them porting this anywhere else? No other company is doing this. You want to play Mario Kart, you have to get a Nintendo console. If you want to play Halo, well, you can get whatever you want because it's going to be absolutely everywhere now. I understand certain games going multi-platform, like games that Xbox got in the Activision Blizzard deal. Of course, you shouldn't be making all of these games exclusive that were previously non-exclusive. But when you're trying to sell consoles, and you're gonna have a console that really just has only 75% of the games that you could get as if you purchased another console, there is gonna be no point to doing it. Xbox is eventually going to go the route fully of Sega. This decision right here is pretty much just putting nails in the coffin, and I completely understand this decision. From a business perspective, if your game is available on more platforms, you're gonna bring in more money. Consoles in and of themselves really don't make a ton of money, if any at all, so putting all of your really good games on other platforms is just gonna make the most profit for you. But it just doesn't make sense, because who's gonna buy the console now if there's really no need to have it? I can foresee them really just getting the money from doing all these deals and putting all their things everywhere, and then jumping ships on consoles entirely after the next generation. I 100% can see that as a real possibility. And this decision really just sucks as somebody who's used an Xbox console literally since they came out in 2001. My Xbox account is 13 years old. I used to play on different accounts that I shared with my brother and father, and now I'm essentially, if the writing on the wall is to be believed, eventually I'm going to have to jump ship because Xbox is going to be doing the same thing. I will survive, I will go to another platform, I'll do what I gotta do, but all of these hours and all of these achievements are essentially going to be null and void if there's really no point in having an Xbox console. It's just really disheartening to see. It's just devastating for the Xbox community. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below here. Do you guys have an Xbox, PC, PlayStation? What do you game on? What would you like to see in the future? Thank you guys for sticking around and watching this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheerio, mates.